my name is Alexia Shepherd, and get ready because you're about to chat with Alexia. We have got to talk about this. So guys, I just first want to thank you for the amazing response that I got from my video last week. I was honestly really scared to upload it and everything, but it ended up turning out fine. Also, if you hear somebody really loud on the phone, it's my mother. I told her I was filming, but she doesn't seem to care. If you're new here, this is the series where I do my makeup and you and I talk about anything and everything. Not a beauty guru in the slightest. So today I'm going to tell you guys like a little anecdote from my life, just something quick and sweet, because last week was kind of like different than what I would usually do, and there's a lot of craziness going on in the world, and I shared my opinions on that in my last vlog at the end if you want to go look at that. But I figured I would tell you guys just like some little story, like just to like get your mind off of everything. So we are gonna time travel to 2014, a much simpler time. I was 16 years old. Last video, you guys know about me. I'm into theater, acting, and things like that. My mom and I were in the car, and you know those little commercials that come on? It's like models, actors, like those kind of like scouting things that come on that are pretty much always a scam. Like you're always gonna have to pay like so much money. Which honestly, I can't even tell if I think we got scammed, but honestly, I got a lot out of the experience. I'm getting ahead of myself. We heard one of those and it was for this company called the Celebrity Experience, which I'm also sorry I haven't moisturized my hair yet today, so it's looking kind of dry on the camera, I can tell. But it was for this, this thing called the Celebrity Experience, and it was like, you can come out, audition for us, and if you make it past this round, then you'll get to travel to LA and meet celebrities and like have these workshops. And my parents, obviously like I told you, like they're not from a theater background, like, and like we just kind of trusted everything. We decided to go for it, and so they drove me to the audition. I auditioned, and it was like perfect because they really liked me, but they were like, we really like you and we're gonna pass you on. And I remember I was trying to have like a business exterior, like imagine like a 16-year-old me just being like, yes, like I was like very like calm, and so you know I'm like nodding yes, whatever. The lady I was talking to was like, aren't you more excited? And I was like, no, I am excited. Like, I'm just, you know, I'm trying to take it all in right now. I'm trying to be like professional. And it was kids from like, I want to say age, what, 13 to 18? Like, it was like very much a teenager thing. I don't really remember there being a lot of little kids there. And so, you know, we got the price point for it. And I remember my boyfriend at the time, like before I left, because it was like during school time. Like I really think I missed a week of school for this. And he was like, oh my God, you're gonna like go and get famous. And I was like, I'm really not going to. Like I highly doubt that. Boy, calm down. And it was my first flight ever. I had never been on an airplane. Back in those days, I wore wigs a lot, and there's nothing against wigs. My mom just refused to buy me any good wigs at the time. So I had the worst wigs you can possibly imagine, and that one was just particularly bad. I don't know how she agreed, like how I agreed to wear that. Like it was just a horrible like cut. It didn't sit right on my head. Like, I don't know why I agreed to wear that one. Like, oh my God, it was just like, it was so bad. I wore it anyway. I mean, I had no choice. We went on the plane, had a great time on the plane. It was only a 4-hour flight, so it wasn't like anything bad. I've been in the car for more hours. But obviously, you know, we land in LA. It was beautiful. Like, I remember being like, oh my God. It's one of those places where, you know, you just have those places you always dream of going. It was like one of those for me because y'all know, like, I'm a theater kid, like New York, LA, and I got to visit both those places in high school, which was awesome. Like, but LA was beautiful. Like, we loved it. And so we got there and everything. The hotel was like uber nice, like super duper nice. Honestly, like, I'm thinking about it. It wasn't that big of a scam. I mean, we got a lot out of it. Like, obviously, none of us were gonna become famous off of this experience, but it was like fun. It was like a summer camp like turned up. We get there, and it's all these kids. I hadn't met anybody before. I don't remember seeing anyone at the audition because it's kids from around the world. This was not just like a state country thing, around the world. And I remember we had this opening ceremony and I met these two girls. I don't know if I should say their real names. I'm still friends with them today. They're both Scottish. I love you guys. You guys know who I'm talking about. I also met another American girl. She knows who I'm talking about. A lot of them are still friends with me on Facebook and I often share my videos on Facebook. So if you're watching this, like, you know who I'm talking about. I love you guys. Like, we're still friends to this day. We don't like talk every day or anything, but we keep up with each other, which is so crazy to think about. I met these Scottish girls and I got along with them. So I just sat with them. We're in this huge crowd. There's like 200 kids there. Huge crowd. The man's like, you know, leading everything. He's like, I'm gonna pick somebody at random. Tell me where you're from. And literally, I mean like a movie. Like I was, in my mind, I was like, do not pick me, do not pick me, do not pick me. Because I was just so scatterbrained. Like I had just met all these new people and I felt so uncool. Like it was some of the coolest people you would imagine. And I was just like, nerd. And I was like, oh my God. Points at me and goes, you, tell me where you're from. And I was like, and I said like my hometown that I was from. And he goes, I don't know where that is. Tell me the state you're from. And I was like, and everyone's kind of looking at me like, girl, do you not know what state you're from? And I'm just like frozen. And I was like, Georgia. And I finally like figured it out. I was just like, it was like a flight, fight, freeze type deal. Like I was like it was like terrible. But you know, I got past that and I like met my people. Honestly, you guys, I only remember a little bit of how like our little classes and workshop works. I remember our very first workshop though. And they had introduced this one guy, this one like celebrity. I feel bad saying that. But he had followed me on Instagram for like a good minute. He unfollowed me after a while, but I was like, cute. But he like unfollowed a bunch of us. He's from Pretty Little Liars. If you watch Pretty Little Liars, I think his name is Brendan something. I'm gonna look up a picture of him and put it right here. But we met him. I think my mom actually had this book made. Look, it's me and the wax figure of Marilyn Monroe. Isn't that insane? Don't y'all see how terrible the wig is now? But it's kind of broken right now. But it's a book of my things and I think he might be in here. If any time there's like a rumor, like let's say I become like huge and there's a rumor that my boobs are fake, I have all the proof that they are not. Ew, I'm so ugly in this. How did I have a boyfriend? I can't find a picture of the Pretty Little Liars guy, but his name is like Brendan something. I don't know who he plays because I don't watch that show. And he was like really nice. Like he was like nice. I'm kind of still mad that he unfollowed us all, but whatever. It was our very first, this is the part that I'm like most excited about. I'm gonna get to like Abby Lee. Trust me, I'm gonna get to Abby Lee. But this was something I remember so well. I'll never forget and I was so excited. It was our first little workshop or whatever. They were introducing, and it was all like, okay, and I don't mean this as like an insult. I'm just saying that so you guys understand. It was like maybe C-D list celebrities. It wasn't like gonna be like, who was big in 2014? It wasn't gonna be like Selena Gomez or like, who else was really big? Just some like really big person. Like it was gonna be people that like, you're like, oh yeah, I remember you from something. So I wasn't like too excited. I was like, whatever. It's our first acting workshop, right? And it was this person, this celebrity, and somebody else. I cannot remember who it was. And y'all know from my Glee video, retired Gleek, retired, but I knew every fucking thing about Glee, and that was still in that moment in time where I was like all about Glee. They're like, okay guys, we're gonna introduce the celebrities that are gonna be helping you, yada yada yada. Introducing Max Adler from Glee, and I immediately recognized that name. If you don't know who Max Adler is, it's who plays Karofsky on Glee. And when I tell you, I almost passed out. I almost passed out. Literally, like, I was like, oh my God, it's Karofsky. Oh, I literally, imagine, like, a freak out. Like, I had to have a silent freak out. For some odd reason, they did it by first name. Like, the way we went up and said our monologues was by first name. And so, my name's Alexia, and I was, like, first. And they're like, Alexia. I go up. I'm fucking my pants, you guys. Oh, I know who it was. I know who the other actor was. It was the guy that plays Zeke on Zeke and Luther. And I knew him too, and I liked him, but I was more focused on Karofsky. I go up and I'm like nervous, and I say my monologue, and Max Adler is like, you know, you're a very wonderful actress. I'll never forget that. That's going in my like book of like brags forever. Max Adler looked at me and was like, you know, you're a wonderful actress. And I was like, thank you. Like, I love Glee so much. And he was like, thank you. And I mean, it was one of the best experiences of my life, you guys. Like, you know, the week goes on and we meet like new celebrities, whatever. I didn't know who any of them were. And that's not like a slight. I just had no idea who they were. One day, there would be days where like we didn't have anything to do like after classes, so we got to go wherever we want. I remember I went to Universal in LA with one of my Scottish girls. We went there, and then one day me and my parents went to Hollywood Boulevard. It was so much fun. Like I saw a lot of things. It was like the best time. We went to the mall at Hollywood. I don't know what the mall is, but I think it's next to, I cannot remember the name of it. It's the one that's like right next to the Chinese theater, the Chinese movie theater. Ironically, the day before I went, I was talking to this boy in class one day in like our little workshop, and we were talking about how much we love Dance Moms. It was literally like the craziest thing. Like we were like, yeah, we love Dance Moms, and like, isn't Abby crazy? And like the craziest thing, right? So we go to this mall, and there was a restaurant in the mall called The Grill at Hollywood, and it was this really fancy restaurant. I remember being like, I feel so bougie. And there was like a long wait for a table. I'm sitting there waiting. My parents, like, I don't know if they went to the bathroom or what, but it was me by myself. They were around the corner or something. Nobody was with me. And I'm like chilling, and all of a sudden I see this woman, and she has on huge sunglasses. She had like brown frizzy hair. Not kidding you guys. 3 to-go plates in each arm, like in a bag, walking out. And I look and I'm like, oh my God, that's Abby Lee Miller. Like, I was like, oh my God. And the 16-year-old in me was like, I'm scared to approach this woman because I've seen how she treats kids. Like, I don't want to be like, and it was like it was like a very casual Abby Lee, but like she had on like sweatpants. Like, it was like the most casual. And I remember being like, but that guy I was talking to is gonna kill me if I don't talk to her. So I go up to her. You guys, I cannot believe I did this. I go up to Abby Lee Miller, and I'm like, excuse me, are you? And before I can even finish saying her name, she goes, yes, goodbye, walks away. And in my mind, I was like, wait, nobody's gonna believe that I met you. Like, nobody is going to believe, like, oh, I was literally like, I get it. Like, I get it. I think it was 2014. Somebody leave a comment if you're a Dance Moms fan. Was that the year that Nationals was in LA? They had like, I really think she was bringing it for like the moms or something, because it was like 3 in each one. Like, she was obviously like trying to get in, get out. But somebody tell me if that's the year that Nationals was in LA, because I was like, oh my God. And of course I go back and I tell the guy like, oh my God, I went to the mall on Hollywood Boulevard and I saw Abby Lee Miller, and he thought I was full of shit, and I couldn't blame him, because I was like, I don't have any pictures, because she literally ran from me. Like, she literally went, thank you, or yes, goodbye. Like, oh my God. Like, I was like, Abby, like, I get it. I really got it. Like, I understand, but still, like, I don't have any proof. And so I met her that way. And I didn't think I was gonna meet anybody like famous, like outside of the experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think that was even a possibility. And especially somebody I was just, and when I say I was just talking about her, like, we were just talking about her the day before. Like, we were like, oh my God, like, Dance Mom, so crazy. And like, yeah, he's not gonna believe me. It was just the craziest thing. And honestly, like, that trip was so insane. I had the best time though. Like, honestly, looking back, because I often like think about it and I don't remember much from it because it was so long ago, and I just remember meeting Max, and literally the last day of the experience, whatever, we had this like ball, and we got to like dress up. It was kind of like the prom of it, and like by the end of the group, or by the end of the experience, we had like a cute little friend group going. It was so cute. Like, honestly, those people were like some of the nicest people, and most of them weren't even American. Like, I remember we met this girl from Australia, this guy from Britain. Hot. When I say hot, they make them different over there. Just amazing people. Some of the, like, still keep up with them to this day. It's hilarious. But at the ball, before we got to like the dance part, there was gonna be a panel of like different celebrities that we hadn't seen. They called them out one by one, right? And literally, you guys, and the only one I had recognized so far, there were like, let's say there were like, there were at least 5 or 6 seats, and if there were 5, 4 of them were there, right? The 4th person they called out was the girl that played Tinka in Shake It Up. And I was like, oh, I know her. Like, yeah. And our little, like, the MC was like, we're still waiting on our last person. All of a sudden, I see him run in. And it was like, it was one of those moments of like, I'm starstruck. I had to grip my friend next to me. I gripped her and my legs went weak. And she was like, what's wrong? And at 16 years old, I turned to her and I go, that's Corbin f***ing Blue! And it was Corbin Blue. Ran in. Oh my God, he was gorgeous. It was at the time where he was like, his hair was like that cute, soft, like, it was like Dancing with the Stars, Corbin Blue. I remember they let us have a little Q&A session. I feel so bad because he was like the only person anyone would ask any questions to. Me and my friend, we got in a line. It was so funny. We were the last person, like the line was long. And as soon as they got to us, they were like, okay guys, this is gonna be the last question. And we're like, yes, yes. And we're like, okay, let's play it up. Let's play it up. So we're like, Corbin, we actually have like a very personal question. If you don't want to answer it, like, it's fine, you know, like, we understand. And he's looking at us like, oh God, like, what are these girls about to ask me? And then we look at him and go, will you say the Wildcat chant from High School Musical? And he gets up immediately, goes, what team? And like does the whole thing. And it was one of the most beautiful moments of my life. And then he literally hugged us. I mean, I've had a Corbin Blue's bicep wrapped around me. He kissed my friend on the cheek, and I was so jealous the rest of the night. Like, I wasn't mad, but I was like, what the fuck? I was like, he kissed you on the cheek and not me. Guys, it was like the best moment of my entire life. That trip really was so amazing. Like, I didn't become a star or anything from it, but it honestly, like thinking about it, I really don't think it was a scam because like, I got to have like a vacation in LA with my family, which is like never a bad deal, you know, you always want to go on vacation. I got to meet people that I knew, and like I couldn't believe that I met Max Adler, but especially Corbin Blue, because I've had the biggest crush on Corbin Blue for the longest time. Guys, it was unreal. Like I still can't believe that it happened. I can't believe I met Abby Lee and didn't get a picture. Like, even you guys sitting here watching this, if you're sitting here like, I doubt she met Abby Lee, I understand because I don't have a picture. Like, I don't have a picture, and it sucks. Like, it really sucks. And like, I completely understand the disbelief. Like, I get it. But I promise you, like, Scout's honor, it happened. And that was my trip in LA. I had the best time. But if you like this video, give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, join the flock. I saw so many good comments on my last video, and I'm so thankful that people are watching. I just want to remind you that you're a doll and shepherds are led by the stars. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!